What's up, y'all? It's Duck back again with another video, and today let's talk about why I started my clothing brand and how did I get to this point where I'm at right now. I'll basically be talking about how I got to this point, some like early successes, some hardships, what I wish I could have done better, what I wish I didn't do, things I regretted, just some things that I think will help you guys out. This is going to be a good one, so make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and follow. Now, let's get to it. I guess you could say this all started off whenever I was in middle school and high school. Basically, I had to wear uniforms when I was at school, so basically the only time you could show some type of like individualism or something unique about yourself was sneakers. And growing up, didn't have a lot of money growing up, so the shoes I would get would be at Payless, and it would be like Nike shoes with like straps on them. I didn't know how to tie my shoes back in the day. And then basically I would see like how people would be judged on like what type of sneaker they would wear, because you can't really judge anybody about their uniform unless that shit was like too big or stunk or shit like that. But kids used to bully you, and kids bullied me for just having some fucking regular ass sneakers like that. I remember like the Converse kids were like the weird ones, or they skated. Same with the Vans, they were skaters. The basketball shoes, the Jordans, all that, and they played basketball, or they were the cool ones, or they had money. And I have an older brother, and he was more in tune with everything. We're like 4 years apart, and he basically convinced my mom to buy us some Jordans. Me, my older brother, and my little brother got some Jordans, and it was my first pair was the Cardinal 7s. And I wore them to school, and then like my status kind of changed. You know what I mean? I was known to be more cool and all that, or I had money, etc. like that. So like things kind of changed, and I realized that at a very young age. So like as a kid, you kind of feel accepted, you feel good about it, and you don't want that feeling to stop. So after that, I kind of was addicted to it. I guess you could say it was kind of like a drug. You kind of wanted that attention, you wanted that validation from other people with the shoes that you buy. So growing up, now I'm in high school, didn't have money. Like I said, my mom would buy us a pair of shoes every year, and that'd be it for each year. After that, I would tell my parents, hey, I have a field trip I need to go to, or hey, I need lunch money. And what I would do with that money is I wouldn't have no field trip, so I would just use that money, save it. Lunch money, I wouldn't eat lunch at school. Swag over hunger, you know what I'm saying? I would use that money, save that money, and I would buy sneakers either from like a friend here and there, Facebook chats, or even like eBay. The first expensive shoe I actually bought for myself was 2001 Black Cement 3s. I think I bought them for around like the 300, 350 on eBay, and yeah, I was that guy in high school. But at the end of the day, what would I wear with those sneakers outside of school? Because the uniform, I'd basically wear like a basic white tee and some joggers, because that was hype at the time, or even zipper pants. That was the time as well. That white t-shirt eventually turned into a big t-shirt or a Supreme t-shirt, and was learning more about style back in the day, and never really learned about proportions or anything. Mainly just learned about hype brands, things that were hot, people, things that they respected or validated. I eventually got a job like my first day of school, sophomore year, and it's the same job I'm still working at now, so never changed up. But basically I got the job, and then I used my first paycheck to buy Fog Essentials whenever that shit was kind of popping. Not even really popping, it was like the first iteration. I don't know if you guys remember like the red and yellow release that they did. I saved up, I think it was like 70-80 bucks or something, and I was getting paid about $10 an hour, so basically 2 shifts for me. I bought the yellow shorts that they came out with so I could wear with my Taxi 12s. Man, I thought I was that guy. But after realizing like, hey, I just spent 10 hours of work basically to buy some clothes, it wasn't worth it to me anymore. Not that it wasn't worth it, but it was just like, damn, I had to work this hard to buy such an expensive like clothing piece, if you know what I mean. I'm either gonna make more money somehow, or need to find cheaper alternatives to these things. Yeah, doing more research, this is when I found out about Cotton On, Minimal, H&M, Forever 21, Zara, Urban Outfitters, all that shit. And these places sold like affordable pieces, but the quality wasn't really the best. Like for example, I had a bunch of H&M tees back in the day. I still see people promoting them shits, but had a bunch of H&M tees, one wash, stupid shrunk, fucking tight as hell on the sleeves right after, and then they're not really soft anymore. You go to Walmart, maybe you buy the Hanes tees, those don't feel good, they don't feel good on body, but they were affordable. And this is where the issue came to me, because like you want good fashion pieces, you want great pieces and all, and you want to invest in quality, but quality costs money. So there's a balance that I needed to figure out. All right, so basically fast forward a little bit of time. It's my like early years in college, late years in high school. I'm basically still trying to find my sense of style. I have the sneakers, bread ones, royal ones, shit like that, and still trying to figure out what to wear with it. Still wearing like just the hype things, the trendy things at the time, zipper pants, skinny jeans, stuff like that, not really knowing what fits my body well. And then fast forward, COVID came along, and like everybody else, we're at home on our phones, bored out our minds, stuff like that. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was seeing like a giveaway post about some mesh shorts from this brand called Happy Memories Don't Die, and basically they're based in New Orleans as well. So I thought, why not show some support? And basically this was the time whenever mesh shorts were like, super trendy, super iconic type of thing. Everybody needed a pair, everybody wore them. You would never go out in public and not see, shorts, or even scrolling through TikTok and Instagram. And the person that was mainly pushing them was Eric Emanuel, and their shorts were like $100 each. So like I said, money situation, I'm not really paying that much for a pair of shorts. This brand came along, based in New Orleans. I thought, why not support? Not sure what the price was. I think it was around 70, 80-ish, but still better than Eric Emanuel. And like I said, you're supporting a small business. So when I finally got them in hand, I really liked them. But yeah, so basically knowing somebody that's from my city, well, not really knowing them. I think I played basketball against them in like a tournament one time. Not really sure, but we follow each other now on some mutual shit on Instagram and stuff. But knowing somebody or seeing somebody from my city doing their own thing, making their own clothes, and being able to like, build a community, because I saw that giveaway posts a lot, seeing people repost their stuff a lot, going through my Instagram, and just seeing how they're able to do that inspired me. I don't think I ever told them. I probably will tell them sooner or later, or if they watch my YouTube videos, they'll see it. But just knowing that someone from my city, like I said, just was able to do something like that, and inspired me later on to like, if they could do it, I could do it in the future. But like I said, making my own clothes wasn't the first option. The first option was trying to find affordable clothes and quality clothes that wouldn't break the bank. Right before COVID, I was thrifting my clothes and just putting fits together here and there. I started taking outfit pictures, and I never really thought of myself doing that, because I remember back in the day on Instagram, I would only post when there was like a significant event, graduation, a birthday, etc. But then I started putting fits together through the thrift, and things were cheap, so it was a nice time to experiment. Now I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'm seeing people actually sell things that they thrifted, and I thought like, oh, there's money to be made, because I would thrift some nice things, a bunch of Nike vintage jackets, and I'm scrolling through like Depop and other Instagram pages that sell vintage or even Grail, and I'm seeing them sell these items that I might even have for like 2-3 times of what they bought it for, which blew my mind, because I didn't think you could really sell used clothes like that. So basically I thrifted for a couple months, and I sold off for Depop, but I didn't like the fees, and I sold on Grail, didn't like the fees, so I thought, why not try to make my own website and do this thing kind of like for real on some shit. And that was my plan basically when I started Timeless Forever. I wanted to sell vintage sneakers and eventually get into the own lane of selling my own clothes. And it wasn't, whenever I thought about my own clothes, it was mainly thinking about like basically a t-shirt maybe with the brand's name on it, etc. like that. Never to what the extent that I have been doing it. I'm releasing cardigans and different types of shorts, and nothing really mainly about logos, more about the fit of pieces, but going too far. And vintage is timeless, and same thing can be said about sneakers as well. And eventually whenever I release my own clothes and merch, at the time, like now that I'm thinking about it, I wanted to make pieces that were timeless forever, just like vintage and sneakers, things that you could wear all the time without no worry, things that would never go out of style. And that's why I created Timeless Forever. But the deeper meaning behind why I started Timeless Forever is basically I want to do it for little Duck in middle school and high school, basically stealing from my parents because I needed money for fashion and sneakers and stuff like that. I honestly want to create like an affordable clothing brand for somebody working minimum wage, that they could buy stuff from me and still be looking good with it all the time, not breaking the bank. Yeah, you're gonna put in the hours, but you put in the hours to get quality piece. That's who I want to do it for. So when I started, I had like $2,000 to my name, basically just saved up from work. And instead of just letting it sit there, I thought, hey, I'm about to use this money, and I'm gonna go thrifting, and that's how I'm gonna build up inventory, because I wanted to like build up my capital by selling vintage and sneakers. It was me, my girlfriend Nikki, and a friend of mine, Christian. Christian was supposed to be the sneaker guy. Me and Nikki were mainly the thrifters for the vintage and stuff. And the way I built it up inventory was, thrifting every day. Sometimes you hit, a lot of times you don't. And then eventually I learned that they had like vintage markets in Houston, so I would drive over there on the weekend, maybe even just for the day. So drive about 6 hours over there, spend money on gas, food, etc. But the stuff that we'll get it a good bit. I think one time I probably spent like $500 over there, grabbed about like 40 to 50 shirts. So it was good enough to suffice for now. But prices of gas and food and all that shit was adding up. And then when I started my brand, like the IG page and all that, the support was mainly from like just mutuals, people that knew me, knew the other two, Nikki and Christian. And basically like that's where all the support was from. I wasn't really getting mainly support out of like random shit, because I don't think I did enough promoting back in the day. And back in the day I wasn't making TikToks either, so that's what I would have changed. I probably would have made a whole bunch of vintage TikToks, bunch of shit just to help me build my own clout up so I could get more support. But that was mainly the support. And it was there whenever we did our first drop, but it didn't hit me until later on that I should have done a lot more in the beginning. Alright, so after months of just vintage and sneaker releases, I honestly was getting tired. I was literally thrifting every day, driving, hitting multiple spots multiple times every day, taking off of work, and then driving to Houston to do the markets, because we don't really have none down here in New Orleans. And basically, I was losing money because I'm taking off of work and I don't pay myself with the brand, and I still don't to this day. So basically losing money just so I could do these things. And then I started seeing like a change in like perspective on vintage clothes. The hype was dying down, the trends were dying down, especially on TikTok and Instagram. People didn't want like vintage and old stuff. They wanted something kind of new and original. So then that's when I was just like, all right, it's about time I start trying to try to do my own clothes this time around. So while I was doing like the vintage releases, I was doing research on how to make products. And what I wanted to create first was mesh shorts, obviously, because it was the most hyped thing at the time. Something that I feel like I could put out easier, better price, better quality, just so more people would go towards me instead of going to like the big more hype brands. I emailed some like US manufacturers here and there, went to some spots in the city, and it's just like I was just so lost because I really didn't know what the fuck was going on. I just thought like, hey, I want to make these shorts, let me give you a size chart. And like they would have the fabric and all that already, but no, they got to source fabric, they got to do this and do that. There's different mocks. You got to pay more when you got trying to produce in the US, just because you got to pay these people like a living wage, what I'm saying. And then a lot of people they order from China and stuff like that, where they don't do that. It's like the sweatshops situation. But basically I couldn't find a US manufacturer. I looked for I saw people on TikTok talking about Alibaba and how that was a good type of source for like new brands. So I looked on there and I was nervous because I'm trying to talk to somebody that speaks mainly Chinese or just other languages, and I'm trying to talk to them. The communication isn't there. I don't really even know what I want because I'm still new to the game. I'm just trying to talk and see what's going on. I don't know how to negotiate. I don't know how to do none of that. But basically after a while, the homie Christian, he had this old lady, where she knew how to make anything. You just got to give her a pattern, a fabric, and all that. So basically I went online, found some fabric, sampled some fabric, took it to her, gave her a pattern, size chart, and all that, and she made me my first pair of mesh shorts. And I like my shorts more than everybody else's, just because mine's double layer. A lot of people don't like double layer because design is limited and stuff like that, but I like the double layer because I like a minimalistic look for the shorts, and my double layer shorts just are softer to me. It just feels better on skin. So yeah, basically after I made a couple, I was just like, all right, these are it. Let me do a release for them. And I didn't know how much to make because I didn't know what was the engagement for it. And like I said, I wasn't making TikToks back in the day. I was really only just promoting on Instagram or taking like Instagram pictures with it like as a fit. So basically I decided, hey, let's just do a pre-order. We have no risk really. We just try to see the engagement. I did a giveaway, and like the engagement it was looking pretty good, what I'm saying? So like I had people I had people like subscribing to the email list. I had people like just more followers, more comments, people just sharing the posts here and there. But when it was time to sell the shorts, I sold them for $60. I think I was charging shipping back in the day, but so like 64 total basically around the US. Basically when I did the release, I thought shit was about to pop off. Bro, I literally sold 5 shorts. Like I sold 5 shorts and I had to make 2 extra for me so I could promote and stuff like that. So I paid in total to make 7 shorts. But did I let this discourage me? Yes, I did. I fucking cried, bro. Like, what the fuck? I put all this hard work into creating a product. It took me months to try to, like, you know, perfect and all that shit, and just for it to only get that few orders. You know, I thought people would support. They said they would support, they didn't support, and then that just kind of like fucked with me. But, you know, what did I do? Well, my girl told me, well, we kind of had like this idea of just like, hey, just say it sold out. Yes, we only sold 5, and I wanted to sell, you know, way more than that, obviously, but say it sold out so we could build some type of hype for the brand. So we did that. I just, you know, I cried for a good bit, and then I just manned up real quick and just like, hey, let's just do that, said it sold out, and then just began the process of making the shorts. And yes, I lost money on my first ever release. Guess what? I cried again. Like afterwards, like after shipping them out, I will always remember those 5 people. Like, you don't know who you are? Well, I mean, if you have the first pair of brown shorts, I don't know if you're watching this video, I appreciate you. You guys made the dream come true. You guys were the first people to ever support me when it came to my own clothes. So I'll never forget you guys, for real, like from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, me and my girl sat down, we reflected, basically understanding like, hey, you know, we're a small brand. Nobody knows our quality, nobody knows our product, no, there's no like hype behind us. So we just gotta continue to build. Yes, this was a small setback, or even a big setback in my eyes back in the day, but it's time to just keep pushing forward. This is not what we wanna do for the rest of our lives. I have a story I wanna tell, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I just wanna inspire people and then understand that you can really do anything you wanna do. You just gotta keep pushing forward, you know what I mean? So I have a story to tell. I just kept pushing, and now let's talk about the next product I made. So the next product I wanted to make was some hoodies, and you know, it's fall and winter. I wanted to actually wear my own hoodie. Like, that was always a dream of mine. You know, we always loved hoodies growing up, so wanted to wear my own product. And I didn't want to go the blank route because I didn't like how a lot of hoodies fit. They were a little bit too long for my liking, not boxy enough. So I decided, hey, let's find some hoodies that we like and then try to make a size chart based off of them, and like, you know, make some tweaks here and there. And the hoodie that I have that I really like still is the Cactus Plant Flea Market, the Ye Must Be Born Again hoodie. That is one of my favorite hoodies, and I just basically took that hoodie, grabbed the stuff that I liked about it, changed the stuff I didn't, and then made my own size chart. But right before I started like trying to find a manufacturer for those, I wanted to make the big adjustment was to promote more. I feel like the reason why the mesh shorts failed in the beginning was, well, the brown pair, is because I didn't promote enough. I didn't post enough on Instagram. I didn't post enough on TikTok. So then that's when I decided, hey, let's start promoting more, because then you'll never get that feeling where like, damn, I promoted too much. You know what I'm saying? You would never get that feeling. You will always feel like you didn't do it enough and it was inadequate. So I started the Times Forever TikTok. That was a flop in the beginning, but I started personally growing my own page. I started just making a bunch of stuff right there, and now it's continuing to grow. And after a while, I started seeing some success, people following the Instagram based off my TikToks. And so this time around for the hoodies, I found an Alibaba manufacturer. Found out that they were solid. You know, they treat their workers well, they paid them well, saw the factory, saw everybody was like, you know, they living like a good type of life, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no like sweatshop type of vibe. So I found one, ordered a hoodie sample, and basically when it came in, had to make adjustments obviously, but it was just crazy to see like, hey, like I really made something from scratch, you know what I'm saying? And it felt good. There were tweaks here and there that I needed to make. Like, the only tweaks I needed to make were like, they didn't have side pockets on them. So basically what I was doing was just promoting that sample. I honestly should have just ordered another sample where it could be like the final product, but I was cheap back then because, you know, I didn't have a lot of money and I didn't really know how much shit was supposed to be costing. So I promoted that. It was 2 hoodies. I promoted the sample. It was a green evergreen and buttercream. I was promoting those, and basically, you know, I was getting a good traction of it, people following the Instagram, stuff like that. So then I decided, hey, let me order both. And that was a mistake, because what I should have done from the jump was just try different manufacturers. I tried this one and hey, it was a hit, but I didn't understand pricing and quality of like work that they do. I paid a lot for this hoodie, like in the beginning. Whenever I eventually sold these hoodies, I sold them for like $60 with shipping. I got them for around like 40, almost $40, including like the shipping and everything like that. And that is no real profit at all. Like if I were to keep doing that, I'm not gonna make it anywhere in life, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, if you guys, try a lot of manufacturers, do a lot of sampling, try a bunch of companies, just so you can see the quality, the product, and then you find what is the best of the best for you guys. So yeah, I ordered bulk, and it was a fucking crazy ass gamble because I flipped that 2K that I made with the vintage. I probably turned it into like 7-ish, and then the bulk order was around like 5K. And yeah, it was a crazy ass gamble. I should have done a pre-order in the beginning, but so what I did was just kept promoting it, and then after that I finally released them, sold them for $60, and the release did very well. Like I sold fucking 5 shorts last time. This time I think in total I had 80 hoodies, so 40 each. I think I sold a good 30 each, so now I only have like 10 left of each. I think that's the math. Yeah, I have like 10 each of left. So then what I did was, like, a couple hours later, I just marked them sold out. And whenever the hoodies came in, I did the pre-made, but I did it to where like it was already coming in, and then I decided to do the order. So right when they ordered, the hoodies came in probably like 2 weeks later, instead of it being like a full-on pre-order where it would take like a month or two. So yeah, after I said it sold out once, because I think I released them like late November or something like that, and then they got them in December. And then in January I just decided, hey, restock, and I I restocked the remaining like 20 hoodies that I had left, 10 in each color, and those went gone like real quick. Those left like probably within an hour they were all sold out. So probably within like 15 minutes they all sold out, and then within an hour I only had one left, and then someone eventually bought it. So that was crazy to me, because like I finally sold out a product. But me selling out that product, I literally paid 4 or 5K for the bulk. I got back 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? It was barely anything, and it was just crazy in my mind, because like the pricing was crazy. But the thing is, I priced it well for like a beginning product for us. That's one. 2, if I would have got the product for cheaper, like trying to work with other manufacturers, then it would have worked out me selling it for $60. So you live and you learn. One of my bigger like regrets, but like I said, you live and you learn, and that's what I stress out to you guys. Try a bunch of manufacturers, sample a bunch of products. Don't be patient. You know what I'm saying? If you're making a good product, be patient. You release it when it's ready. You know what I'm saying? Don't force it. Don't cash grab it. Do it when it's ready. After that, the next 3 releases that I had were like early 2022, and it was 3 pair of mesh shorts. It was a baby blue, a pink, and like a coral Patrick Star type of vibe, and I hated those releases, honestly. The only reason why I did those shorts was just to like grab another audience, and that wasn't me being true to myself. And I think I made probably around like 40 each, sold probably around like 30, and I still have the fucking orange ones. Like, I didn't like them because I don't wear loud clothing like that. I just stick to my minimal colors, stuff like that. But I tried to like reach out to another audience. So, but I feel like me not staying true to myself, it felt forced. It felt like it was a money grab kind of, and I feel like the promoting showed. Like, yeah, I promoted, and yeah, it did a little bit well, but it didn't stay true to me. And then after that, I told myself, hey, I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm just gonna release products I want to release. But yeah, at the end of the day, takeaway from that is, don't try to appease others. You spend your time designing, sampling, spending money on products. You don't, and at the end of the day, you gotta promote them as well. That will all feel like a waste of time if you don't like the products. Let's talk about a huge release for me, and it was last year, July, and it was a Kanye shirt that I designed and made. And by success, I mean from engagement to sales, just impact basically for the brand. It done the best. The t-shirt embodied the idea of like just chasing your dreams with no regret. I guess we'll never know what our lives would be like if we didn't, take that leap of faith. Just pushing forward, no plan Bs. And like his Grammy speech inspired me to make this shirt, to do my brand, just to push forward. You know what I'm saying? I was a dental hygienist. I was in school. I entered the program and everything. I basically only had like 2 years, and On some side shit, when you're in a school and you're in like a program, it's really hard to fail, if you know what I mean, because the hard part is getting in. Once you're in, you're kind of like set up to pass just because of the system. They don't want you to fail. They don't want the like failure rate to go down for these, type of schools and shit like that. So all that shit's a scam. But basically, I was doing that, and at the end of the day, that's not what I wanted to do. I did not see myself wearing scrubs for the rest of my life. I wanted to, wear what the fuck I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and be my own boss. But yeah, the Kanye speech inspired me back in the day. Just keep pushing forward, no plan Bs, and eventually this is what I ended up wanting to do with my life. So basically, the message for this t-shirt, it inspired others. People love Kanye. He has like a cult following, you know what I mean? So the message was relatable to others. So that like made people like that didn't even know the brand and all that. They'd be like, damn, I love Kanye. I love the message. Hey, I'm a support. Whenever you releasing products, it's best to have a message behind it, because now there's an emotional connection. Once you have an emotional connection with like your community or your audience, it would be easier for them to convert into sales. So with doing so, this helped me sell 100 shirts within 1 minute. Like, shit was outrageous. Like, I wasn't even getting like Shopify notifications. Shit blew my mind, because like that many people wanted it. And right after that 1 minute, people were DMing us on Instagram. People were DMing my TikToks all over the times I promoted. And yeah, when I promoted the shirt on TikToks, all those videos did well. So that was very crazy to see too. But yeah, people were just DMing like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what happened? Restock. And that's where I fucked up. That's when I should have ran a pre-order, because I could have ran up those 100 orders. I could have flipped those 100 orders into like maybe like 300-400 orders, because so many people wanted the shirt. But in my head, I was just like, hey, let me just do pre-made, because at the end of the day, I want to have these products out for people like, the same week type of thing. But I didn't take advantage of that, and it could have helped me grow my brand even further than it is right now if I would have just ran those pre-orders. So tip for you guys: if you got a great product and it takes a while for it to develop and make, just go ahead and run that pre-order, because people already want it. It's not like they're not gonna want it anymore. They're gonna want it. They put their money into it. Run that pre-order, and then just give them weekly updates for when they're gonna get their item. So now let's talk about pre-made and pre-order. If you guys don't know, let me just break it down real quick. Pre-made is when you make the products right now and you're shipping like within the same week. Pre-order is whenever you only have like a sample or here and there, or just the final sample, and you promote that, and then whenever they order it, you use that money to finally order the bulk, stuff like that. There's pros and cons for both, but in reality for me, I think my first year of just releasing my own clothes, I think I only did like 3 pre-orders. I think I did a Kobe t-shirt pre-order, I did a t-shirt blank pre-order, and that was probably it. The rest were all pre-made, and that was my mistake. I am still a small brand, you know what I'm saying? I only got like 2-3K followers on Instagram. The capital ain't that crazy, you know what I'm saying? I don't have all the fucking money in the world. So just realizing that, hey, I'm a small brand, I'm this and that, I need to be able to like put myself at the minimum risk as possible while still trying to grow. At the end of the day, like I said, that's what I should have done more. I should have done more pre-orders. I should have done more pre-orders on the Kanye tees. I should have done more pre-orders on the blanks. The blanks were my blank tees that I released. This one right here in a wash black. Those went crazy. Probably like some hoodie releases should have been pre-order as well. Just so, like I said, put your risks at a minimum, because you're still a small brand. Shit, like I said, you don't have that capital just so you can just keep bringing shit in here and there, release shit every week. That's unrealistic, especially you don't know what is gonna hit and what's not. Like, yeah, I was doing pre-made and shit was going out fast, and I know people appreciate it, but I was stuck with like more inventory than I wanted, different sizes, because you don't really know what sizes people order and wear. So just trying to experiment here and there, and just kind of like wasting money, you know what I'm saying? So just understanding that, hey, if you're a small brand, it's cool doing a pre-order. Even the big brands do that shit. Designer brands, they run pre-orders still. Just understand that I feel like you need to do a balance of both. You need to show that, hey, you're like that, and you're gonna ship out orders real quick next day and all that, and you believe in the product, and you're basically trying to build that connection with them to say like, hey, they're trustworthy, they're not gonna lose my shit, they're not gonna fucking fuck me over type of thing. And like I said, there's a right way to do pre-order as well. Keep it make sure they know it's a pre-order. Write it in the descriptions for your Instagram, your website and all of that. Make sure they're updated weekly or every 2 weeks or however long it takes. Just make sure you stay true to them. Don't bullshit them. Just make sure they know they're not getting played with. So now let's talk about influencers. And as I was continuing to grow for my brand and stuff like that, I had people reach out to me, and I was thinking about sending them stuff, but like I was just in my head, the profit, that shit was just fucking with me. Like, hey, I'm about to give these motherfuckers free stuff. Are they even gonna post my shit? Or yeah, just because they're verified, just because they're famous, is shit gonna like convert? That's what was going on in my head. And I'm like, damn, I'm losing out on product as well. But as I was continuing to learn and grow, that shit was just out of my head. Like, at the end of the day, you give out these products, they promote it like awesome. They promote it, and then after that, it leads to more sales, more engagement, so it converts better over the long run, and you'll make your money back easily. So that's what I had to learn. Yeah, there is a right way to do this, because in the beginning I was giving out like my clothes to just random famous people, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're famous on TikTok, famous on Instagram, and like it didn't convert. And the reason why I did do that is because they didn't have the same niche as me. They weren't fashion motherfuckers. Why would you go to a gaming motherfucker and send them free clothes, and at the end of the day, when people watch them, they watch them for gaming, they're not watching them for fashion? You know what I mean? It has to make sense. On a bigger scale, let's talk about like Adidas. Adidas signed Beyonce, and I heard that whenever they canceled their partnership or whatever, they lost like millions of dollars, like 100 millions or some shit like that. And why that didn't work? Because Beyonce isn't known for fashion. Yeah, she has a cult following and stuff like that, but it's not converting because she's not known for like hype and like sneakers and like clothes. She's not known for that shit. That's why Kanye or Travis Scott, those convert, because they're known for their fashion. They put on fits and stuff like that, so that's why it converts. So yeah, I learned that pretty quickly. After that, I stopped sending out just to random people, basically. Started building connections, finding people that I had like things in common with, and I would send them stuff. And like, I didn't even ask them to like kind of like promote it or anything. They just genuinely like the products, and so then they promote themselves. Like, yeah, you're losing money because you're giving out free inventory, but at the end of the day, if you're giving out the inventory, yeah, you're losing just like the base price and the shipping, whatever it costs you to get it. But at the end of the day, if the influencer promote it well, and then it converts into your engagement and the sales, it's all worth it indeed. All right, so let's just go through like a few tips that I feel like you could have gained from this video. The first one is, you gotta have a passion for this. If you're in it just to like kind of like make some money and stuff like that, yeah, that's cool. Like, there are ways to be successful for it, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna last, because you're basically just gonna make trendy stuff or whatever's popping, and you're not really gonna make anything impactful. Like, my reasoning is that I make clothes to inspire middle school Duke. I want middle school Duke who's working or high school Duke to work that minimal job, like minimum wage job, but still be able to afford great clothes that's affordable. You know what I mean? I want to inspire the people that don't got a lot of money, to where like you buy our clothes and you create yourself a uniform, because at the end of the day, you can wear that and go back to that every single day without no worry, because there's so much other things you need to be worried about than what you got to put on. 2, sample with all types of manufacturers. Try to find you a US one, try to find you the Alibaba ones, etc. Just find a bunch of manufacturers, just so you could like write the pros and cons of every single one. Say this one is cheaper, but the quality's ass. Say this one is more expensive, quality is good though. This one's expensive, quality's ass. Just go through everything, find what's best for you, because at the end of the day, I feel like there's no rush. If you got a great product and all that, there's no rush to when you release it. So take your time, find the right manufacturer for yourself. Like, yeah, it could be very expensive in the beginning, because you got to pay for samples, but at the end of the day, it's more beneficial for the long run, so you could like scratch out which ones you're going to be working with. And I do recommend you try using Alibaba. Find you a good one, talk to them first, make sure they make products, like good products. Let them ask them like, hey, what's your factory, let me see it. Be on call with them, don't be scared, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they trying to work, and if they, y'all can build a good relationship, the prices will be better, you'll talk to them easier, they'll be able to make sure like you get the product that you want to make. And I prefer Alibaba over like a IG manufacturer or like a WhatsApp number and all that, because it's more trustworthy. At the end of the day, when you pay through Alibaba, it's through like a secure services. Through WhatsApp or IG, you're probably like Zelling them or like any type of like money transfer, and at the end of the day, if they fuck you over, you probably ain't getting that shit back. 3, probably the most important one, keep pushing. Keep pushing. The hard days will come and shit will make you want to quit, but at the end of the day, you keep pushing, keep moving forward. If this is your passion, you're gonna do it. You gotta be adaptable, have humility, and understand what you did wrong, and adapt and be better for the next time. Lastly, promote. Fuck what anybody thinks. Nobody, at the end of the day, in your heart, you will never feel like, damn, I promoted too much. Nope, you will always feel that, damn, I didn't promote enough. So do what you want to do. Fuck what anybody thinks. If they tired of your shit, they'll unfollow. Fuck them. They're not gonna be a good person in your community anyway. So just keep promoting, doing what you want to do, and keep pushing out your product, and don't be embarrassed about it. All right, yeah, that's all for me. I hope I was able to inspire anybody. If you're on the fence of having a brand or you already have one, keep pushing or start it. You're never gonna know what's gonna be like until you actually start. And you're still young. At the end of the day, just while we're young, it's time to fail. Do what you gotta do, and you find what works for yourself. Comment below any other questions you guys might have. I'll try to make another video, or I'll just answer you guys down in the comments. Shit took me forever to make, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.